Donald Trump's legal team recently filed an unusual and perplexing brief with the United States Supreme Court in an attempt to prevent the ban of TikTok. As it stands, TikTok faces a strict January 19th deadline to either secure a victory at the Supreme Court or sell its U.S. operations to an American company. Failing to meet these conditions could result in the app being banned entirely in the United States. The controversy stems from legislation signed into law by President Joe Biden, a decision that has drawn criticism from members of both political parties. Critics, including those who oppose the ban, argue that the rationale provided, national security concerns, was based on weak and speculative claims. Intelligence reports cited by lawmakers suggest that while TikTok could hypothetically pose a security risk, there is no concrete evidence of immediate or ongoing threats. Despite this lack of clear justification, the ban has proceeded, leaving TikTok to fight for its survival in court. Enter Donald Trump's legal team, which filed a brief that has left legal scholars baffled, not because of its arguments, but due to its incoherence and lack of legal foundation. The filing emphasizes Trump's self-proclaimed expertise in deal-making and his supposed ability to address national security concerns better than anyone else. For example, the brief states, President Trump alone possesses the consummate deal-making expertise, the electoral mandate, and the political will to negotiate a resolution to save the platform while addressing the national security concerns expressed by the government concerns, which President Trump himself has acknowledged. However, what's glaringly absent from this statement is any form of legal argument. Legal experts analyzing the filing have highlighted its unusual structure and content. Instead of presenting constitutional or statutory arguments, it focuses on promoting Trump's personal attributes. It reads more like a campaign speech than a formal legal argument, leaving many wondering how it was even submitted to the highest court in the land. During a segment on MSNBC, Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg spoke with host Christina Ruffini about the bizarre filing. Ruffini asked whether Trump even had the legal standing to involve himself in this case, and questioned the nature of the filing itself, speculating whether it might be an amicus brief or some other type of writ. Ehrenberg admitted that these were valid questions and expressed confusion over the filing. He explained that Supreme Court cases are typically handled by seasoned attorneys who focus exclusively on intricate legal issues. Trump's approach, however, resembled the chaotic style of a reality TV show or the comedic courtroom scenes from the movie Legally Blonde. Ehrenberg noted that Trump seemed to be relying more on personal bravado than on legal principles, declaring himself uniquely qualified to handle the matter despite lacking any formal role in the case. The lack of legal arguments in the filing raises further questions about whether the Supreme Court would even entertain such a submission. Ehrenberg pointed out that Trump's belief in his own authority may stem from the fact that he appointed 3 of the 9 justices currently sitting on the court. This could explain why Trump feels emboldened to insert himself into the matter, even if the filing itself fails to meet legal standards. To add to the confusion, the filing does not clearly identify what type of legal motion it represents. Experts have struggled to classify it, noting that it lacks the defining features of an amicus brief or any other recognized form of legal petition. The ambiguous nature of the filing has further fueled speculation about Trump's intentions and the competence of the legal team responsible for drafting the document. One particularly puzzling aspect is that Trump's lawyers, who presumably have legal training and expertise, were responsible for preparing and submitting this brief. Whether Trump personally dictated its content or simply approved it remains unclear. What is clear, however, is that the document's lack of coherence has left even experienced legal professionals scratching their heads. The controversy surrounding TikTok's potential ban and Trump's involvement in the case highlights broader issues related to political influence and judicial processes. Critics argue that the ban reflects an overreach by the federal government, justified by speculative claims rather than concrete evidence. Proponents of the ban, however, maintain that the risks associated with foreign-owned apps justify taking precautionary measures. Trump's decision to intervene has added another layer of complexity to the case. His filing does not address the central legal questions, focusing instead on his personal attributes and past experience. This approach not only undermines the credibility of his intervention but also raises concerns about the politicization of the judicial process. Observers will be closely watching how the Supreme Court responds to this filing. While it is unlikely that the justices will take Trump's argument seriously, the mere fact that such a filing was submitted sets a precedent for unconventional approaches to legal advocacy. The lack of legal precedent for Trump's actions leaves room for speculation about his motives. Some suggest that he is attempting to remain relevant in the political landscape by inserting himself into high-profile cases. Others believe he may be seeking to protect personal or business interests tied to TikTok's continued operation in the U.S. Whatever the motivations, Trump's involvement in this case underscores the ongoing debate about the intersection of politics and law. While the Supreme Court has yet to issue a ruling, the outcome could have far-reaching implications not only for TikTok, but also for the broader legal and political environment. In the meantime, TikTok users and businesses that rely on the platform face uncertainty as the January 19th deadline approaches. The case has reignited debates about freedom of speech, data privacy, and the role of government regulation in the digital age. Trump's unorthodox legal filing has added an element of spectacle to an already contentious issue, leaving many to wonder how the drama will unfold in the nation's highest court. Regardless of the court's decision, this case highlights the challenges of balancing national security concerns with technological innovation and free expression. It also raises important questions about the integrity of legal processes and the influence of political figures on judicial proceedings. For now, all eyes are on the Supreme Court as it prepares to decide the fate of TikTok in the United States.